Hi everyone, it's Deb Slutmone. I'm here to show you today 5 of our different tools that we have for Key2Act. Let's start off with our quick find, one of our favorite tools. And that one you'll see that I'm just using one of my quick keys here to bring it up. And when I do that, you're going to see my great window there for quick find. And quick find by customer is just one of ours. So we've got customers, vendors, service calls, and invoices. So if you notice here on mine, I'm going to go ahead and just clear this so you can see it. I have the ability to search by if something starts with a certain item that I use in my box here, contains, or an intuitive. Maybe I'm looking for Riley. Is it 2 L's? Is it 1 L? Right? An intuitive search is going to be able to help with those searching. My favorite, of course, is contains because I usually am looking at my phone and I'm seeing, 2515. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and search for that, and I'm going to be able to see all of the customers that have that in their phone number. And as you can see, when I hover over, I'm getting a little bit of information so I can see more, or I can also use my right click here and open it either in Service Manager or in Customer Maintenance. So if I want to just update maybe some areas on my customer maintenance, I can do that, or I can go right into that service manager to be able to start a new call quickly or be able to answer any questions on existing calls. So remember, Quick Find works with all of your existing pieces of Key2Act, but it just helps automate and advance that search functionality that we all love to be able to get customers answers quickly. Now, remember, I said we had it for invoices, we have it for vendors. You know, the thing about this one is if you notice here at the top, I didn't find the customer. I looked everywhere, right? And I couldn't find it. So I can use my add new and actually start that new customer engagement here as well. Same thing with vendors. Okay. So kind of a fun thing there. Now that's our quick find. And like I said, it's nice, has tons of pieces. Double clicking is going to get you places. It's just nice and easy to get that search going. At the same time, when I'm here on my customer, let's talk about another quick one that we have, which is called bill escalations. And when I'm on my screen here, if you notice, as I drill back to that customer, I have the ability to enter in what's called billing escalations. I use this on one of two ways. If I have a contract with a customer, I can tell it how many days after a service call is completed that I want to make sure this gets billed. Otherwise, we have the risk of not getting paid or having an unhappy customer. At the same time, end of month, right? Who likes to get those snow removal bills in June and July of the next year because the provider didn't get us billed timely, right? So you have the ability here in your system to be able to say how many days after the call is completed as it escalates or based on the end of the month. We have 3 different levels of escalation. So here you can see at 8 days before the end of the window, in my case it's 10 days, at 8 days, user starts getting notified. At 4 days, another user gets notified plus the initial user. And at 2 days, we're going to escalate up to that CFO. We're going to make sure there's visibility so we all get paid. Now, I use this, like I said, based on the contract, but I also can use it on the internal facing side of, okay, if I have items that have been sitting out there for 90 days, why aren't they getting billed? Right? A different way to look at things where maybe there's not a contract involved, but I want to understand why our billing process is delayed and what's the cause there. And sometimes putting that visibility in is key. So that's our billing escalations, and it does emails, it can do reports, and it can do smart lists to give you that notification. Okay, so guys, those were 2. That was just quick find and bill escalations. Let's move into another really quick one here, which I'm going to show you is probably one of my favorites because, you know, every once in a while, we'll all have that ability, whether we're working on a payables transaction or we're working on a PO. And what happens is, of course, is you started that PO for your favorite vendor, and you find out the vendor is not able to get you the goods, right? And so you've got all that work done. You've assigned it to jobs, you've assigned it to service calls, and the vendor can't deliver. Now, we all know that we can copy, and copy works great, but I'm going to tell you that sometimes it's like, I don't want to reuse another PO number. I have this one really the way I want it with all my comments, all my information. I want to be able just to change it to my secondary vendor. So if you notice up here on my additional, now you're going to see that I have the ability to change that vendor ID right from here. I will tell you that this is working on items that could be fully, the PO could be in a new status or a released status, meaning you've printed it, right? But if it's in a received or anything further, it's not going to work, because once I start receiving the goods, I need to make sure that I've got the right vendor, right? So here I'm on my PO and I'm going to go ahead and just pick a new vendor, and I'm going to go ahead and commit that change and commit again. And now if you notice, I easily was able to change that vendor on that PO. Nice and simple ways to work within the system without having to do a lot of rework, a lot of copy, make things work. Same time, that works same way for payables. If you started a whole payables, some of you are using the payables window to add your jobs and service call. So again, there, we want to make sure that as we're doing things, that we also get the ability to change. And I'm just going to add in one really quick here for you. And again, notice at the top, here is my change vendor ID right there. Click on my change vendor ID and away we go. And I'll switch that one as well, commit that change. And now if you notice here, I'm changing again. So nice and easy ways to work with the system. And again, that one's going to work on what they would call work transactions. Whether they're saved or not doesn't matter. It's whether they've been posted. Okay, so that's our POPM vendor change. Same time, let's look at one of our more favorite tools, which is our customer vendor modifier plus. And what that one does for all of you that have ever tried to do a change, and I'm just going to bring this one up here for us. Oh, sorry guys, get to the right screen. Forgive me. If any of you have ever tried to do a customer combine modify with Key2Act, you know that this just does not work. There's additional tables there that every time somebody does it, we get the phone call, you need to fix my data, right? So what we've done is we fixed the tool. So we are piggybacked onto the Pistol tool, so the professional service tools library. And what you're going to see is combiner and modifier, or vendor combiner modifier, both work. And what that means is if you come in and you trigger these to work, you're going to see the customers are going to move. The Key2Act information is also going to move just like you need it. That works off of, like I said, the standard Pistol tool, but we have made it, we've corrected the tool to work with Key2Act. Okay, so if you've ever tried to use customer modifier and everybody's like, nope, 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 can't use it, you need to come see us because we have that, and we're including that in this bundle for you. Okay, so I'm going to go to our most popular, our best-selling tool, which is our Void Reopen tool. And I will tell you this one, again, one of my favorites. So I'm going to start us off. I'm just going to run you through a quick scenario here. I'm going to go to my favorite customer. Find my favorite customer, Bob Smiley. Okay, and on Bob Smiley, we're going to do just a quick walkthrough here. Bring up... oh, sorry about that, guys. I got a window open here at the bottom of Bob Smiley, so let me bring him up from here. He wasn't popping up for me right there. And if you notice here, I've got all my open calls. I'm just going to go ahead and start a new one so you can see this all the way through. Okay, and we'll go ahead and just add in a couple things. We'll save that call. Okay, we'll add in some quick materials. Get some costs on there, post that through, add in some labor, and these are going to work with your standard transactions. I'm just showing you these from the front so you can see them as plus buttons. You could add them in just like you normally would at any point. Okay, and oh, I better put a pay code there. I'm going to get into trouble. Okay, sorry guys, missed that one. Okay, so we've got some labor on, we've got some materials, and we know we're going to go ahead and we're going to post this one right through. So when I'm here, I'm going to go up to my print, and you notice I'm going to print that one just like I normally would. We'll let that kick off. If I had any auto charges, if you're using our auto charge product, I would go ahead and I'd run my auto charges too. Another fun product. And at the same time, after this one is done, we're going to go ahead. There's my invoice popping up there. And those of you that use our auto charge are knowing that we have to run our auto charges before. So I could run my auto charges. I could use my quick mail tool to go ahead and mail this invoice out if I want. All fun things from wsTOOLS line of products. But guys, on this one, I'm going to post this invoice. And remember, it's invoice number 622. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to post that one. Okay. And I'm going to mark all and let this guy post through. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and just close that window and let that post. Okay. So just like a normal invoice process would run. Okay. Now let's go ahead and let's look at the void process. Okay. So I'm going to go to my regular sales, go down to my posted transactions. And I know all of us that have used Key2Act forever have all said, well, we can't use the void because that just doesn't work for us, right? And remember, ours was invoice number 622. So I'm going to bring that one up so you can see it. And yes, he's my favorite customer, so I have lots of invoices for him. Okay, here's my 622 here. And at the same time, I'm just going to make sure I don't have any other windows sitting open here at the bottom. They're going to give us a little bit of grief. Okay, now, guys, notice my void date. This is that window that we don't want to do typically if we don't have our void reopen product. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hit my void here and I'm going to show you what this does. So if you notice, do you want to re-invoice? So if I was just going to completely credit the time and credit the materials off for an unhappy customer, I could go ahead and say, no, I don't want to re-invoice. But this is a happy customer. We just forgot a few materials. So we're going to go ahead and re-invoice. So we're going to say yes here. Okay, and this is going to show you the void is just happening like it normally would. And everything here is exactly as you would expect it on the void side. Okay. It's going to open up that void so you can see that distribution is happening exactly as I would expect it. And at the same time, it pops me back up to the service call window. So if you notice here, the service call now is ready to be invoiced again. So if I find that that service call that had been invoiced, there's my initial, okay, I can go ahead and I can add in some additional labor. If they missed the labor, I can add in some additional materials. All the other pieces are still right there from our first one that we did. It's re-invoiced. It's brought those charges back so I can work on them again. If the rate was wrong, I can go ahead and I can fix that rate and I can correct it, do all of my changes there that I would expect. So that should have been 900. Sorry guys, I missed that. There was a price increase. Okay. And now you can see I have corrected that. We didn't have to have a wrong invoice go to a customer. Anytime I'm showing this product, the big thing that I hear from customers is we just don't do that many. We don't do that many. And I ask them why. Your people never have any issues. They never have things that are forgotten. Or really are the things that are forgotten, they say it's too hard to fix, so we let it go. And we just take that as a loss. This is a nice, easy product for your CSRs, your CSMs to use. It gets the job done. The invoice itself now is beautiful. I could reprint it, set to go, and it's ready to go back to the customer without having to do tons of extra rework to get that billing corrected. The other invoice is still there. It's still part of our trail, so we keep a full trail. And if you notice, here's my void on 622, and I could look at that invoice if I wanted and see all the information is right there for me. But if you notice, the key was to get that re-invoiced at the correct bill rate, and again, post that one right through. So guys, those were just a few of our tools that we have for Key2Act. We walked through actually 5 of them. From everything from quick find to bill escalations to our customer modifier plus that gives you the ability to do the pistol tool, to our POPM vendor change, and top it all off, we hit void reopen. Hope you like these tools. Let us know if there's other tools that you have in mind that you think would be great for all Key2Act customers. Thanks for watching and see you soon.